All right. Here is earlier today, a lot of coaches from the state of Texas at Texas High School Coaches Association. It's a massive convention going on in San Antonio with, like I said, coaching clinics and speaking engagements. Here's Baylor's Dave Aranda when asked about his football team and what they're doing now.
Please tell me he walks out in a green fur coat with big dollar sign glasses, big old pimp cane.
He's got
Looks like Pitbull.
Gold and diamond teeth now.
Yeah, he's got the grill.
Here is Dave Aranda. Yeah.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trip. Dave, what has Keenan Hall meant to your program, and especially with maybe some of the recruiting victories that you've gotten lately in the DFW area?
Keenan's been great. Keenan's brings a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and I think he brings a really strong work ethic. I think he wants to win, and he gets in battles, and wants to close and finish the battles. I think when I think of Keenan and his work, I think of Dallas, Baker, getting in fights, recruiting battles and winning his, and then I think of Jamar Chaney, picking battles, trying to win, and I just think all of it. The ability to pick some of these fights that we're picking, and in terms of recruits and hey, we want to win this thing, all to me ties back to we have the ability to close it out now, where in the past we didn't, and so it's while I'm way excited and happy about the direction it's going now, in the past we'd be battling and fighting and continually not be able to finish, and so now to be able to have the ability to close it out and win some of these big recruiting battles is because we have that the NIL money that can back us up, and so I think we've all benefited from that. Keenan has as well.
Carter Yates with Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Dave, going off that recruiting piece, there are now 2 Texas universities in the SEC and another school in Oklahoma that primarily recruit Texas. How do the Big 12 schools like yourself compete with them?
Yeah, I think we've got to be able to establish your brand, establish your own identity, and I think you got to have success playing. I think, you look at SMU and what they've been doing here this past year or so and the success they had and the recruiting that they've been doing. You can look all throughout the TCU and the success that they've had and the recruiting they've been doing. And so I think you have to win, and then you have to have the resources to go out and build your brand and find kids that match you. And I think that it really matters it matters first with winning. I think without winning, it's all kind of an empty deal, because the kids are going to want to know, especially with the playoff, that you can make the playoff, that you can be competitive in the playoff, right? And then when you're right now with Baylor, we've kind of got chip on your shoulder. We're kind of the outsider type thing going, which is cool to see, but that has to be validated come the season on the field. And so I think you know who you are, you have the resources to recruit to who you are, you go out and win. I think those things have to happen.
All right, so there we are. That's from the Texas High School Coaches Association. Appreciate them making that available. Here's one more note, by the way. Dave Aranda's gone straight, just nothing, as he said to us back in Las Vegas, ball. It's what he eats, breathes, drinks ball. Aranda, I know summer's kind of coming to an end. My wife's mad at me right now because I haven't really spent any time with her and the kids. I'm here at the convention. It's just another nail in the coffin. When it's bad, you get it from all sides. He has gone straight into to being what he really is, which is a football junkie.
Well, honey, it's that or start packing up the moving boxes. I mean, that's the reality of it, and I'm sure that's really difficult to manage. I think you could sense the weight of all that's on his plate at media days in Vegas, and not in he's falling apart way, but you can just feel the pressure. Like I don't know if you guys could. I could, certainly. I felt like there's a pressure there, and I like that he gives Keenan Hall the credit, but I do like that he also doubles down on because there's a lot of really good recruiters out there, and I do think Baylor's got a really good one in Keenan Hall, but I think it's very clear that the difference is that they've had other good recruiters as well. And maybe he's the best one they've ever had. I don't know. But the NIL piece is like, I mean, that's the deal sealer right there. So I think they've got a great combination right now of a guy like a Keenan Hall, of a Jamar Chaney, of anybody else you want to mention on that staff that's doing a good job in that regard. And now, like he said, they've got the closer. So I like that he's expanded upon his thoughts a bit more rather than it's just, we're paying players. It's like, there's the coaches still have their part in this, but ultimately they had a lot of good coaches that could recruit last year. And what was the difference? When it came time to pay up, they weren't ready to do that and everybody else was.
Right.
And so that's the difference. But now they've got it both. They've got the talk and they've got the walk, and they can do both, and they've got a great combination with a Hall, Chaney, and those guys, as well as the money side of things that everybody's had to kind of build and create in so many ways these last few years. So, I mean, it's good to hear him talk about those things because it means they're having success, whereas we didn't talk a lot about recruiting for a really good long while there because there wasn't much to talk about, save for a pledge here and there, but none of them really were like, make your eyes bulge when you saw the text alert come in. You're like, oh, that's cool. 3-star so-and-so from so-and-so. That's great. Right. Then all of a sudden it's 4 stars rolling in, baby. That changes things. That changes the mood. That changes the feel. And tell me it doesn't feel different around them having a little bit of recruiting momentum this month versus what we felt like a month ago. So, again, it all comes down to winning. If he can win some games, I think he's got the right mindset now, the right balance, and I think he's got the right staff, and I think he's got the right mojo in recruiting to get this thing back on track and make it pretty fun and interesting. But you've got to win enough this year to ensure that happens. And so I'm very curious of how that plays out, and we'll get to find out here in the next month or so, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
All right, John Talty might be ready.